Hi everyone, I'm Devin Yong. I'm from Bachelor of International Tourism Management. I'm doing semester 6 right now.
Hi everyone, I am Lai Wai Kher, currently doing semester 6. I am from Bachelor of Tourism, International Tourism Management.
Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Loh. So I'm doing a bachelor degree in tourism management.
Hi everyone, my name is So Jia Jun. I'm currently a semester 6 student in Bachelor of International Tourism Management.
Hi everyone, my name is Loh Kah Sheng and I'm currently doing semester 6 in Bachelor of International Tourism Management, Event Management.
Hi everyone, my name is Xuan. I'm currently doing semester 6 in Bachelor of International Tourism Management, Horns Event Management.
Hi everyone, my name is Chew Kah Lok. So currently I'm doing my semester 6 in Bachelor of International Tourism Management in Event Management. So today we are going to present the topic, the Iban in Sarawak. So before we proceed for our presentation today, please allow us to show you a short video in order to let you have a deeper understanding of Iban in Sarawak, Malaysia.
To show you, let it take you by wonder. Listen closely, the sounds of the rivers call for you, and the rainforest too. Here is where legends come alive and cultures thrive. Here is our paradise. Of our soil, like pieces of gold. There's more in the mountains and seas. There's more in the rhythm and melodies. Open your arms and embrace the land. Let me take your hand. This is our paradise.
So hi everyone, after watching the few minute short videos, so I hope you guys have a general understanding of who is Iban in Sarawak. So before we proceed for today's presentation content, so please allow me to have a give you a general introduction about who is Iban. So who is Iban? Actually, Iban is a branch of Dayak people in Borneo. So most of the Iban are in Sarawak, but some of it is in Sabah and some of it is in west of Malaysia. The British who came in contact with the Iban people group in 1814, so mistakenly named them as Dayak. So since they were formerly pirates and fishermen. They were also known as the most fearless headhunter on the island of Borneo. So actually the Iban of today are no longer headhunter but are generous, hospitable and peaceful people. They are largest people group in Sarawak right now and are one of the main indigenous people group in Brunei. The people group under the Iban cluster, in addition of the Iban of Sarawak in Brunei, include Balau, Lemun and Sebuyau. All these Iban people sepak different language with classified as a subgroup in Malay Dayak family of language.
So, hi everyone. So, following with my previous group members presenting about the knowledge of Iban, so today I'm still continue talking about the knowledge of Iban, but I'm talking specifically knowledge about the local norms of Iban. So, before go deep into the contents of the local norms of Iban, I would like to make a definition about the local norms. So, let's make it a simple way to explain local norms. Is meaning that we can say that it's their special lifestyle or even their special culture of the Ibans. So what's the special lifestyle or culture? So let's look into the contents. So let's start from the first one. So first of all, we're talking about Iban Longhouse. So actually Longhouse can be seen as a very significant things like linked with Iban. So in Malaysia, when you saw a longhouse, we will think about the Iban community, or when you're talking about Iban community, the first thing we were thinking is the longhouse. So what's special is about longhouse? So longhouse is the home that Iban community will stay in. So let's go in deeper to talking about the location of longhouse. So when Iban build a longhouse, they are not building a longhouse like in everywhere. So they have like specific location to building a longhouse, or we can say that they have their own requirement on building the longhouse. What is the requirement? So the first one, and this is a very important one. So from Iban, they need to build their longhouse cannot too far from their agriculture system, which is their paddy farms. So the longhouse must be we cannot say near, but must be have a certain cannot exist a certain distance from their paddy farms. So from what I searching online, from the online information I get, the distance that specific is what Iban wants is like the longhouse cannot let's say when they are going to their paddy farms, they cannot walk more than half a day from the longhouse. So which means the location between paddy farms and longhouse need to be as a walking distance within half a day. So this is to make sure that they can go to their paddy farms working every day. This is what a special things that I searched from online. So next, not only like location like within the nearest of the paddy farm, when Iban building their longhouse, they also have some requirement. So for example, when they're building the longhouse, the front sides of the longhouse shall be constructed towards the sunrise, which means towards the east. So from the opposite side, which means that the back side of the longhouse should be towards the sunset lah, to the west side. So the reason for this is Iban community wants to provide enough sunlight to the inner sides of the longhouse, and this is a special lifestyle of Iban community. So an Iban community normally design a window on the roof of each longhouse. I mean from each family room. So talking about this, we can say that actually in a longhouse they can separate into a lot of family rooms. So Iban community will normally design window on the roof of on each rooms. So this is also wants to allow the sunlight to come in to their rooms. So another key factors that determine the right location to building a longhouse is that Ibans will always make sure that their longhouse is building like near a riverbank or even a small river. So this is also they want to ensure that their agriculture system in their lifestyle. So not on so no whether like the longhouse is building like maybe near the seaside or even in the deep of the jungle or on a mountain, the longhouse will always and mostly cannot say always, but the longhouse will be mostly near a riverbank, even a small river. So that's the specific location when Iban community building their longhouse. So after talking about the location of building Iban longhouse, there's another special culture in the longhouse itself when Iban community stay inside the longhouse. So just now I already talking about a longhouse can be include not only one family room but a lot of family rooms. So they actually have a specific like arrangement inside the longhouse for their family rooms. So when arranging the family rooms, the senior families, the most senior families should be arranged in the center of the longhouse, which means their family room is on the center. So from that center toward the right hand side will be more senior family than the families on the left hand side. So this is also a special information or even can say special knowledge about Iban community. So after talking about Iban longhouse, I will go to next slide. That's talking about the Sea Dayak. So let's continue the next slide with the Sea Dayaks. So what is the Sea Dayaks mean? Sea Dayaks is actually, we can say that it's a nickname of Iban community. So why Iban community can have this kind of nickname is because that in 19th century, actually Iban have a group of Iban community. They are living like more towards like seaside, so they are very good at sea fight. So the Sea Dayaks actually directly translate to English is meaning that a marine set of troops, or even we can say like pirates in 19th century. So what they are so good with is because that Iban community, when they are during the sea fights, they have their specific like technique to win the sea fights. So what's the technique talking about is when I searching for online information, their technique is before start the war, they will hide their main ship, or we can say the biggest ship in the area first. They won't like explode to the enemy. So when they saw the enemy coming, they will like sending out 2 or 3 small ships as a decoy first to get the attention from the enemy. So when the enemy is starting to attack them, the decoys will running back to the place that where they hide their main ships. So until the enemy ship like coming more near the main ship or the big ships, so they only start to fight like unexpectedly. So the enemy will normally lost in this kind of technique. So what is the ship that Iban community normally attack with is in 19th century they normally attack like merchant vessels making the passage between China and Singapore. So how will they do is when after they attack, they will destroy the ships and murder or even make the passenger or the passenger on the enemy ship as slave. So from more deep, they will even like cut off their heads and take home to treasure as value possession. But all of this is happening during 19th century. So this is actually talking about the norms that happening in 19th century, not now. So until nowadays, I think like Iban's community already not have this kind of norms that happening. So normally they already like not pirates in nowadays. So this is all about Sea Dayaks. So I will continue to the next slide to talking about their agriculture system and economy. So let's continue with Iban agriculture and economy. So when talking about Iban agriculture, the main things that Iban plants is called hill rice paddies. So when they are planting the hill rice paddies, actually they are not planting like as simple as we think. According to online information, actually when they are planning like the hill rice paddies, they are planning with a total of 27 stage. So why 27? It's actually this 27 stage is actually followed by the Iban's Lembang bars to compose their ritual incantation. So this is a special knowledge about Iban agriculture when they are plants their hill rice paddies. So Iban's not only plans about hill rice paddies, of course. So they are also planning about things like cocoa, rubber, and even peppers. So this is all about their agriculture system. So next we're talking about their economy. So nowadays, of course, since they already plan for there's lots of agriculture like hill rice paddies, cocoa. So in nowadays they will like just take it to sales on the town to make some money for them. But in the past, like around 19th century or 18th century, so when there's not very, how to say, there's not much of usage of cash in that century yet. So Iban community actually they have a trading system in that century. So how they do is that the Iban who plants the paddies will trade their paddies to the Ibans that maybe who go to catch the fish. So in this kind of way, even the Iban who don't know how to catch a fish, they also can receive a fish in their meal. So the Iban community who don't like plants hill rice paddies in their home, so they also can get hill rice paddy by trading it. So this is actually a special knowledge in the past in Iban's community. So after this, I will go to the next slide. I will talking about a very special Iban culture, which is the head hunting. So let's continue with the most excited part of Iban's culture, which is the head hunting. So head hunting actually is a very special culture. It's only in Iban community. So like a meaning of the words head hunting, which means they will hunting down people's heads, but this in the past. So of course nowadays Iban community already like avoid this kind of culture, but I think it's a very special culture in their past, so I would like to share the information to you guys. So the head hunting, so actually head hunting have a set of rules when engaging. So they won't like suddenly if they like they just attack. So it's not like that. So according to information, so they only there's a procedures, and the warriors only agree and attack the enemy during the month of Belelang, so which translate to English is called that maybe like the month of adventure. So this period is like when they are waiting for their paddies to grow and bear rice seeds before the harvesting seasons. So this is the period that they will going to doing head hunting. So according to data, the warrior of head hunting, they very care about like how many amount of head that they hunt. So the amount of head decided the privilege of the warrior. So which means that if you are a warrior, if you hunt more heads, you will get more power to control. So to control your troops. So as the information mentioned about, a warrior who only have 7 heads and above can only mobilize and lead large troops and also create a long house. So this is their like system in headhunting. So beside this, there's also a very special ceremony will be going on during headhunting. So this ceremony is actually called Encabo Arong in Iban community. So what is this ceremony talking about is when a warrior after obtaining their first 3 heads. So when the warrior going home to his longhouse, so the warrior and the longhouse member will hold a ritual ceremony which called Encabo Arong. So this ceremony is actually celebrating, and also they will have a what we call it chef to clean the heads for them. So they will clean out all the 3 heads, and they will like decorating on the end of the sword handle of the warrior. So this is all the ceremony about. So okay, so the last one content of the local norms of Iban is talking about their modernized culture. So you can see as in moderns nowadays, Iban actually their main activity is obtaining the education instead of doing like farming and also the headhunting kind of stuff. So we can say that Iban community actually some of their traditional belief system they already try to prohibit it and also replace with a new religion. So from just now what I say, the things such as the Dayak, the pirates, and also their headhunting culture is already, or even the trading system in their economy is already prohibited in nowadays. So there is already, but they keep it well is that the things that the Iban community doing well is that although they already prohibited, but the culture is still there. So it actually can be presented when let's say a tourist going to the Iban community to experience their lifestyle. So but of course when the tourists go to experience, it's not literally they will find a man to do a show of doing headhunting. No, it's not working like that. But the Iban community will only like maybe show some like warrior dance or maybe some weapons that when they are using for headhunting during the past. So it's quite it's quite good that the Iban community still keep this culture to make it well known in their community, and to let the tourists and others know in Iban community they still have their own culture. So that's all about local norms of Iban. So thank you.
So before we proceed for the next part of our presentation, let me play some video to show you more information about the culture of Iban in Sarawak.
Today I'm going to talk about the education of Iban in Sarawak. The Iban people knows the importance of education as a meaning to excel in the modern world. Education is seen as a meaning of social security and mobility. In line with the Malaysian government's educational policy, the Iban students are required to go to school when they are 6 years old, and both male and female children are deeply encouraged to attend school. As a result, the literacy rate among the Ibans has increased from 3% in 1947 to 35% in 1980s, and to 48.7% in 1990s. Today, many Iban people are literate and have obtained degrees from local and overseas universities. With these qualifications, many Ibans today are holding a high positions in public and private sector. They are policy makers, corporate managers, professionals, lecturers, doctors and lawyers. Support provided by parents of the Iban students' longhouse is influenced by their own parents' education. Most parents of the Iban students in the longhouse now is not illiterate, but many still do not have a high level of education. Despite their awareness of the importance of education is quite good, but still their parents in the longhouse just let go of the stone stairs in terms of academics of the children. There are also parents who are sending their children to school only until they are grade 6 only, without connecting to the secondary school educations of various reasons. In fact, some of the parents are impatient to feed their children, so some are willing to send their children to quick school and ask the children to work for their own living and to help out the family. This is one of the examples of how parents in the longhouses less educational sees the importance of education in themselves and for their children. However, not all act so, but there's also indeed the educational level of parents affect their support of the education and children's academic achievement. As parents who have a good level of education will be a source of inspiration to motivate for the children. So basically, the children's educations are all depends on their parents. If their parents is highly educated, they will love to have their kid to send to secondary school or even higher in local or overseas universities to finish their degrees or master. So next I will be talking about the demand of teacher teaching the Iban language in Sarawak. So Deputy Chef Minister Datuk Pandegi Dan Seri Alfred Jabu, who revealed this grand plan, he said the number of students enrolling to study the Iban language subjects has been on the increase every year, but the number of teachers who could teach these subjects was insufficient. At present, there are only 391 teachers teaching these subjects in 95 secondary school and 1,650 in 693 primary school throughout the whole state. But the number of students taking this subject, the Iban language subjects, stand at 22,512 in secondary schools and 48,969 in primary school. Jabu said that there is 1 to 58 teacher-student ratio for secondary school and 1 to 30 for primary schools. It's deemed too low to hit the set goal. The issue now is provided more higher qualified teachers on the subjects. More classes could be conducted if more qualified teachers are available, as we want to avoid the class overcrowding issue. He told the reporters after opening a one-day dialogue sections on the teachings and development of the Iban language in the school. However, the number of Iban attending proper educations at school can seen most of them who stay in the city of or suburban area of Sarawak. Those parents are able to send their children to school. There are more public schools to allow to provide educations to children. The level of educations of the Iban community can be seen increasing nowadays. The income level of them give them the ability to send their children to higher education as universities or even overseas. Comparing to the education level of Iban community in 20 years back, it has changed dramatically as they are aware of the importance of education. So I will end here for the education of Iban, and today I bring my cat here. His name is Chaco. And why he is here? Because I just to tell everyone that actually cat is a good luck charm for the people in Iban, Sarawak, and there are more than 20 huge cat statue in the whole across the whole entire state. So people in Iban believe that cat is a lucky creature for them. So thank you everyone. So I will stop here now.
Thank you everyone. It's come to the end of our presentation for today. Please stay tuned for our next following week presentation. For presentation 4, we will do it at week 10 about the society structure and also their economic activities.